Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you are able to listen to me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please do let me know. Hello everyone, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen to me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please do let me know, guys. Okay, no issues right now. Okay, that's great. So, how is everyone? Hello. Audible and visible, no issues. Okay, great. So, how is everybody? Good. That's great. Okay. So, in this boot camp, we are going to learn about JavaScript and React. Okay, so you don't have to worry about anything. We will be taking everything from the utmost basics. Okay, so don't worry about it. Okay, yeah. It will be only in English because most of the students who are coming to the boot camp are from South India as well as from other countries as well. So they aren't quite familiar with Hindi. So we'll be definitely going with just English itself. That's the only prerequisite for this boot camp. Okay, that is that you should be familiar in like understanding English. That's it. Everything else we'll be teaching you in the class itself. Monuraj, no issues in that if you haven't registered for this program, but this is your first boot camp via DevTown. You don't have to worry about it. Okay, you can continue with the class. Hello, guys. Hello, good evening, good evening, good evening. Okay, that's great. So, okay, so let me just introduce myself first of all. My name is Shaurasana, and I have been a data scientist, a data analyst, a machine learning engineer, full stack web developer, a software engineer at companies like Reliance, Geo, Fastnell. I've also been a part of Google. On behalf of Google, I used to go to different colleges and I used to teach different topics like different technologies, just like data science and full stack. And after that, we started out with DevTown, a non-profit organization, just continuing the exact same thing that I used to do at Google. Now I'm doing it like that itself because I love teaching. Okay, that's great. So that was a quick introduction about myself. Okay, so I would like to know a bit more about you guys as well. Okay, if it's possible, like do let me know from which college are you from, which branch, as well as from which year. For example, I have already passed out. I was from Birla Institute of Technology. I've completed my computer science and engineering from there. I would definitely like to know a bit more about you guys as well, if it's possible. Do let me know, guys. So from which university, which particular branch, as well as which year. Okay. So KWIT University, second year. Okay, that's great. VIT Pune, second year. Great. BCA, second year. VIT AP, second year. That's great. I'm able to see a lot of the students are from VIT and KWIT. Other students, okay, so SIT, second year. We have our triple IT. We are having ECE, we are having BE pass out. Okay, that's great. Meerut University, fourth year IT. Okay, that's amazing. Okay. Okay, so we are having now VIT third year, VIT first year, Jaipri CSC, that's great. Triple IT, that's great. SIT Lonavala. So we are actually going out to Lonavala for a small trip with my friends. So that's amazing. Okay, we said Mumbai. Okay, we are having JIT Noida, BE Electronics 2014. Okay, that's great. ECE final year, Parallel University. Okay. Okay, so we have people from a lot of different places throughout India, and that's really very great to see out there as well. Now, let me just brief you about the next 7 days, how it is going to go through and what are we going to learn as well. Okay, so in the next 7 days, we are going to learn about JavaScript and React JS. The only prerequisite, like I said, is just English because the mode of communication will be in English itself. The rest, that is the language as well as the technology, we'll be learning it directly in the class. You don't need to know anything from the start itself. Along with the same, we are going to have a lot of programming from tomorrow onwards. Today, we will be covering a bit of theoretical concepts itself. From tomorrow, we'll be starting out with the programming in JavaScript. So please be ready about it. The classes will be for 1.5 hours to 1 hour, okay, depending upon like how much time do we have and how much is still left to be completed, because I would like to like tell you guys as much as possible and you guys to be able to learn as much as possible as well. After that, at the end of the 6th or the 7th day, we will be working on a small project in React.js, okay, that you can put up on your resume as well. This particular bootcamp, and that project we will be doing it in the class. You don't have to worry about it, okay, so you just have to follow along with me and you will be able to understand everything, okay. Along with that, this particular bootcamp has been brought to you in partnership with Microsoft, so you will also be receiving the certificates via your email IDs via Microsoft at the end of the bootcamp as well. Now, what is the criteria for the certificate, how the attendance is going to be taken out, I'll be telling you guys at the end of today's class. Not right now, because right now I would like to start off with the learning process itself. That is the reason why. At the end of today's class, I'll be letting you guys know how to give your attendance and what is the criteria of getting the certificates and how you will be getting the certificates as well. Don't worry about it. Both the certificates as well as the boot camps are completely free. We don't charge anything for them. Okay. The only thing that we have is your support. That's it. Nothing else. Okay. So you don't have to worry about it. And yeah, so that was one of the things. Secondly, the certificates that you will be receiving, I will just show it to you guys as well. Let me just check right over here. Somebody must have posted something out. Let me just go to notifications then. Okay, so this is the certificate. At the end of the bootcamp itself, you will be receiving 2 certificates. One will be from DevTown, as you are able to see right over here, and the second certificate that you'll be receiving will be from Microsoft. Okay, so these are the 2 certificates that you will be receiving at the end of the bootcamp. Like I said, the criteria for receiving certificates, how will I be taking your attendance on a daily basis, I will be letting you guys know at the end of today's class. Okay, so Mahesh Bandi, I'm able to understand that you are coming to YouTube for the very first time. You're using YouTube the very first time in your life. Don't worry about it. Okay, there's a 3 button on the top right corner of your video. Just click on that, increase the picture quality to 1080p or 720p, and the quality of the video would improve automatically. Okay, so you can definitely like try to do that. Okay. Okay. So for those who are like not able to see, the screen is blurred or they are not able to see it clearly, again, this is a YouTube video. I'm able to understand many of you might not like must be coming for like using YouTube for the very first time. So you can definitely increase the quality of the video as well, guys. Okay. 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 So that was a quick introduction about myself as well as about the bootcamp itself. Now, I want to focus much more upon like the teaching aspect of the bootcamp. So, of course, I will be taking up some of the questions. I am continuously looking at the live chat as well. I will be taking up some questions periodically as well, so you don't have to worry about it. But if there are some questions that have already been answered by me, okay, maybe related to attendance, the certificates or something like that, or maybe something that I've previously answered as well. So if somebody is asking that particular question, please try to make sure that you are able to answer them as well. Okay, so just tag them up on the live chat and just answer them, so that I'm not like wasting the time of the boot camp on just handling the questions and we are not able to continue with the learning process at a much faster speed. Okay, so yeah, like I said, the bootcamp will always start at 8 o'clock. The timing will be 8 o'clock in the evening itself, and the duration of the bootcamp will be like every single day for 7 days. It will be 1.5 to 1 hour. So today is the very first day, so today's class will be keeping it a bit short, okay, so that you guys like are also not getting a lot like on the very first day itself. We'll be taking things slow on the first day, but from tomorrow onwards the classes will be of 1.5 to 1 hours, so please be ready for that, and we will be starting the class at 8 p.m. sharp. Okay, so I hope that would be great for you guys. So should we start with our today's class, guys? Please do let me know. attendance, how to give the attendance, as well as how to submit, how to, like, what is the criteria for getting the certificates. I'll be letting you guys know at the end of today's class. Okay, so don't worry about it. Let me just open up the PPT. I'm so sorry. Okay, so first of all, let's try to like get some idea about like what we are here to learn and why we are actually learning it. So both of the things, like slowly and steadily, you will be, today is a very theoretical class. Okay, today is the only theoretical class that is there. From tomorrow onwards, we'll be directly going into programming and we'll be learning JavaScript as a language. Once we've learned JavaScript as a language, the basics of it, then we'll be moving on to React and we'll be directly starting to code in React as well. But before we are able to do that, in today's class will be short, but we'll be trying to make sure that we have got the basics of the theoretical knowledge that is required to start off with learning web development in general. Okay. Soumyadeep Chaudhary, like I've said, right now today will be the theoretical class. Tomorrow will be like we're starting off with JavaScript. And after a few days, we'll be starting off with React as well. So we'll be covering everything. Okay, so let's get started right now. Now, are you guys familiar with web browsers? Okay, how many of you guys are familiar with web browsers? Can you guys let me know? Like, can you give me some examples of web browsers that you have previously used? Some of the web browsers that you have previously used, guys, can you give me some examples? Aditya Yadav, I'm able to understand that you are coming to a bootcamp for the very first time. This is a YouTube video. You can increase the quality of the video to 1080p or 720p as well. Okay, so Chrome, okay, then you are having Bing, okay, Opera Mini, then you are having Microsoft Edge, okay, Internet Explorer, but that has been closed off. Firefox, okay, that's great. Safari, okay. So these are all different examples of web browsers. Okay, now there's a huge difference between a web browser and a web search engine. Okay, so Google and Yahoo are search engines that are there. Bing is a search engine, whereas you are having Internet Explorer or Microsoft Edge or Google Chrome, Safari, Opera Mini, Firefox. All these are Brave. All these are examples of your web browsers. Okay, now when you're coming to web browsers, these are basically apps, okay, applications that you are having on your PC. For example, right now we are using Edge. Okay, this is the Edge in which the PDF has opened up. If I'm going to Google Chrome, it's the Google Chrome that is the web browser. Google, Yahoo, Bing, these are all search engines that are there. Okay, so now these web browsers aren't something that are a very new thing right now. Internet has like existed since 1950s and 60s itself. So at that point of time as well, there were web browsers, there were versions of web browsers that existed. One of the versions of web browsers that existed back in 1990s was Netscape. So Netscape was created by Mark Anderson. Mark Anderson first created Mosaic when he was in college, and later on founded the company of Netscape. Netscape is the very same company which you might have heard about if you have read through the biography of Elon Musk. You must have he went to apply as an intern at Netscape and he got rejected, and then he thought about starting his own firm. And so Netscape was one of the biggest internet companies that existed back in 1990s. Of course, nowadays you don't hear a lot about it because it closed its door back in 2008 itself. And Mark Anderson, the founder of Netscape, is one of the biggest investors in companies like Google, Apple, Microsoft, Facebook. Every single company that can dream of that is in the IT field, Mark Anderson has invested in it. So he's one of the biggest IT investors in the entire world right now. Now, as you're able to see, this is one of the earliest versions, the version 3.0 of Netscape back in 1990s. And as you're able to see, the features and the utilities of this particular browser is the exact same of what we are able to see right now when we are using either Google Chrome or Brave or other browsers as well. I'm so sorry for my throat. Okay, So as you're able to see, there's a back button right over here. There's a like a previous page, next page. There's a home button. There's a reload button. There's a find button. There's a print button. There is a URL where you can go and write the URL bar of the website that you are having, the URL bar where you are able to write www.google.com to go to a particular URL. So, and then there's the window right over here where the entire website is showcased to you. As you're able to see, even after almost like it has been almost 30 years since this browser has existed, the features of the browsers haven't changed a lot. It still remains quite similar to the features that we are currently having in our next generation of browsers as well. So web development as a field itself hasn't changed a lot. It is still like the same old stuff, same old features that were there, just that it has been optimized further on as well. Okay, so right now, that was a brief introduction about the Netscape browser, because we are going to deal with browsers a lot when we are going into front end web development, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, now the three components of creating any website that you want to see, whether it be like Google's website, whether it be any other website as well, it's HTML, CSS and JavaScript. These are the three fundamental components of any website that you are watching or using at any point of time. Okay, so we will try to understand the like usage of all the three components that are there. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so you are having the HTML, the CSS and JavaScript. So HTML was basically created, so when the use of internet that was there in the very early days, why we needed internet was basically that people at UC Berkeley, so there's a theory that early on internet was created in the army, US Army, and later on it was recreated in UC Berkeley by the researchers. But let's stick to the facts that we can surely think about. Okay, so right now when the UC Berkeley, the researchers, just think about it in such a way that you are a researcher and I'm a researcher. Let's say that we both are researchers right now. Now you live in Dallas, US, and I live in Bangalore, India. Now if you have done some research, of course you would have written a particular paper. Any paper that you have done, any research that you have done, they will have a lot of references inside of it. Maybe it takes a reference to an article, maybe it takes a reference to another paper, maybe it takes reference to a book, or so on and so forth. So you would have to list it out inside of your research paper as well. Now you want to share that research paper with me. Okay, you want to share the same research paper with me. So what you will do, you will package the research paper, you will ship it out across the entire globe from US to India. It will reach out to me. It will take a lot of time, first of all, because it will come through mail or through a ship or something like that. It will take me months before I'm able to get my hands on those research papers. Now once I've got my hands, so it already took me 2 to 3 months to receive the research paper itself. Now after researching the research, after getting the research paper, if I want to understand it, I need to look at all the references that are there, all the references of the books that you have put up right over there, all the references to the articles, the other research papers that are there. So I will have to go to a local library. Now in the local library, it is a possibility that I'm not able to get my hands on all the references that you have mentioned. So this became a huge problem within the scientific community to be able to share ideas, to be able to share researches with other researchers around the globe. Okay, so for that reason, they created the internet, or what you guys call right now as the World Wide Web. Now the use of this World Wide Web was pretty simple. It was meant for just one particular thing, that is sharing of research papers. And research papers are nothing else but just text. There's nothing else to it. There are no images, there are nothing like that. These are just like text that are there. Okay, so due to that particular fact, HTML was initially used, or hypertext markup language, that's the full form of HTML. Hypertext markup language was basically used as the structure or the building block of creating the first World Wide Web. Now it usually just had text and links across it. Okay, so now these links, you must be very familiar with links. Whenever you are visiting any website, there's a link, you click on that particular link, it takes you to a new page and so on and so forth. If you have visited Wikipedia, okay, just think about Wikipedia. Wikipedia is is the best example of a basic like functionality that can be built in HTML. There are multiple pages, and each of these pages are interlinked to each other using these links, and that is what like HTML did. HTML provided a structure to the website itself. Okay, the HTML provided just a structure to the website itself, the text, the links, that's it, and nothing else. But this wasn't good enough. This wasn't good enough for the normal public to use. Maybe within researchers, they didn't really appreciate it on how well their research paper looked like. They just wanted their research papers to be like just sent across on mail or something like that. So this is one of the very first websites that was there of Microsoft. This is one of the very early websites of Microsoft, and it was made completely in HTML. As you are able to see, like it does not look nice. Like there's like if you are a user and you end up at this particular website, you will most probably think that like this is just some fake scammy website out there. This does not look user appealing. Okay, I will not be sitting here and say that okay, this website looks good. Okay, this is not consumer facing, okay, right now. So that was a problem that was faced by most of the companies out there. Their websites weren't good looking because HTML was only able to provide a basic structure to the website. It wasn't able to provide any kind of styling. It wasn't able to provide any kind of beautification to the website itself. That is where the second particular element of a website came into place, that is CSS, or cascading style sheets. Cascading style sheets provided a good amount of like beautification. Cascading styles, that is a style, it provides style to your website itself. As you're able to see, this is one of the earliest websites back in 1998 of Yahoo, and this is a website that yes, you might look at and you might feel is at least better than the Microsoft website itself. And that is where CSS came into being. Whatever HTML provided a structure, CSS provided beautification to that structure. It provided the colors, it provided the text, it provided the images, it provided the proper lining and proper layouts of the entire stuff. So that is what CSS did. Okay, it provided beautification to your website. Now, after this as well, the websites weren't very interactive. Now the website looks good. You are able to see, you are like, okay, this is like a good enough website. But websites weren't very dynamic in nature. They like users weren't able to interact with the website itself. It wasn't like if you are clicking on a button and then some animation will pop up, or when you're scrolling down on like Apple's website, so animation is happening or something like that. Nothing of that particular sort was there on these websites, and that was a big concern. Okay, so just like HTML, so let me just show you a GIF if I have it right now. Give me a second. Okay. Okay, so this is the exact explanation about JavaScript, where JavaScript comes into place. Okay, so you are starting out with HTML that provides a structure to your website. Okay, then next you are having CSS that provides the presentation or the appearance of your website itself. Okay, it makes your website like maybe the clothes that you're wearing, maybe the hair that you're having, maybe the makeup that you're applying, maybe the accessories that you're wearing. Okay, it provides the appearance or the styling to your website itself. And JavaScript makes your website dynamic in nature. You are able to interact with your website. Your website is able to do stuff on its own. That is where JavaScript came into place. Now, let us look at what will happen if any website does not has any kind of CSS or JavaScript into it. So let's try to explore it just so that we are able to understand the gravity of the situation that we are in. Let me just take this out from right over here. Okay, so this is our Instagram account that we are having. So let me just reload this. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch off the CSS from this website. Okay, I'm going to switch off this CSS from this particular website. For that, I'm having a particular Chrome extension called as the Web Developer Chrome extension. You guys can also install the same. Just search for Web DEVELOPER Chrome extension. Okay, just search for Web Development Chrome extension, Web Developer Chrome extension. That the first link that will come up, you can directly like install it from right over here. Okay, so you can just install it from right over here and you will be able to use it. Okay, so no issues in that. So if I'm going right over here, if I'm going to my web developer Chrome extension and I am disabling my Java CSS from the website, this is how Instagram looks like without any CSS. This is how Instagram looks like without any CSS out of here. So you are able to see that it does not look appealing. You are not even able to recognize whether this is Instagram or not. So that was one of the first stuff. Like without CSS, websites don't look pretty. Whether you go to YouTube. So let's go to Netflix. So if I'm going to Netflix right over here and I'm disabling my JavaScript from here. So let's disable all styles. This is how Netflix looks like without any CSS. And you are not even able to recognize the website. It's just a bunch of text and some pictures. That's it. There's nothing else to it. Okay. The same thing if I'm going to some other website. Okay. Let's say that I'm going to Google. I'm searching something on Google. Let's say DevTown. Okay. I'm just searching for DevTown right over here. And I'm disabling my CSS. This is how Google looks like without any CSS. This is how Google looks like without any CSS. And like it isn't just, it's not at all pretty right now. Okay. The same thing if you are going right over here. Okay. If you are same thing if you are going right over here, we are enabling our styles, but we are disabling our JavaScript. Okay, so right now I've disabled JavaScript from Instagram. Instagram won't even load up without JavaScript. Okay, without JavaScript, Instagram won't even load up. Similar to that, if I'm going on Netflix and I'm enabling my styles. Okay, so let's go and enable CSS, but let's disable JavaScript and let's try to reload the page. You'll be able to see that Netflix is giving us an error. Looks like you have disabled JavaScript. Please enable JavaScript to restore full page functionality. So it's giving us a warning that without JavaScript, this won't work properly. Okay, if I'm signing into the platform itself, okay, I don't remember the password, so let's leave it for right now. What about Google? Let's enable the CSS. And let's disable JavaScript from right over here. Let's reload the page. As I'm able to see, like, it looks different. It's not the normal Google that we use on a daily basis. Websites like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube won't even load up without JavaScript. Like that's how dependent most of these platforms are on JavaScript as a programming language. So you need to make sure that if you are planning to become a web developer or even an app developer at some point of time, you should be very familiar with JavaScript as a programming language. Okay. So that was a quick introduction about like the use of these languages. Okay, next we want to understand something about a little bit more about JavaScript. Are you guys able to understand up till here, guys? Please do let me know. Are you guys able to understand everything up till here, guys? Please do let me know. Great. Okay, so the next thing that we need to understand about JavaScript is how it came into place. Okay, so early on, if you wanted to do anything on your computer, itself, for example, you want to show an animation on your computer, you would have to send. So what is an animation? What is an animation? It's a video, basically. Animation is a small video itself. Now that video comprises of images. Okay, so you attach different images one after the other, and that basically creates a small video or a small animation. Now, early on, before JavaScript, if you wanted to show an animation on your website, you have to send all these images to a backend, okay, to a server somewhere out there. They will compile all the images for you and then it will send it back to your website. Okay, any kind of calculation that you want to do, for example, you want to convert let's say meters into centimeters or meters into kilometers, any kind of conversions that you want to do, any type of mathematics that you want to do, you would have to send all those details to a server where all the programming language language will be there. At that point of time, everybody used Java, and then Java would basically like do all those computations for you and then send you the answer on your screen. And this is not what Netscape wanted. Netscape wanted that websites should be as fast as possible, and for doing that, like all these computations need to be there on the browser itself. Whatever browser that you're using, the browser itself should be able to do all those computations for you. That is the reason why they contacted Brendan Eich. So he's the creator of JavaScript, and they gave him this particular task that, okay, we need a language that is light enough but also like has so much functionality that it is able to do most of this stuff directly on the browser itself. Okay, you don't need anything else for it. Brendan Eich created JavaScript in just 10 days. It takes almost 20-25 days to just basically learn like advanced level JavaScript, but he created the entire language in just 10 days. And right now, like I showed to you, any website that you are visiting, 99% of those websites won't even work without JavaScript. That's how dependent the entire world is right now on JavaScript. Okay, and he created that in just 10 days. Initially, he called it as LiveScript. Okay, it was not called as JavaScript, as well as LiveScript itself. Then there were a lot of name changes. Microsoft tried to create its very own version of LiveScript, and they called it as JScript. Later on, so where did this word JavaScript came into place? If it was originally called as LiveScript, why do we refer to this language as JavaScript? Or you must have heard about other words as well, maybe ECMAScript or ES6, ES5, ES7, all these kind of buzzwords that are there. So and many people will be very confused whether like is there any relationship between like Java and JavaScript. These are the two programming languages. So the only like similarity between these two languages, so Java and JavaScript are as similar to each other as apple and pineapple are. Both of them are fruits, but there's no other similarity between them. Okay, just the spelling apple is common between them. The same goes on with Java and JavaScript as well. Both of them are programming languages, but there's nothing else. They are not related to each other, or there's no relationship between each other as well. So the reason why they changed the name from LiveScript to JavaScript was just because of one fact. Like I said, early on, everybody was using Java. Any type of programmer that was there back in 1970s and 1980s were using Java for most of the stuff that they were doing, or most of the programming that we're doing. So to create a marketing buzzword, okay, so that everybody like feels that, okay, so this is like, so they just named it as JavaScript so that everybody gets confused. And okay, is it somehow related to Java? Java is like a big buzzword right now. Everybody is doing it. Should I like learn JavaScript as well? Because it has like, nobody was very certain whether they are related to each other or not. Nobody knew. So everybody started learning JavaScript, implementing JavaScript, and right now you cannot live without JavaScript. So it was a brilliant marketing tactics and nothing else. Okay, but later on, like the UK, like the entire council that is there, it loves to like standardize stuff and everything. So they termed a new word that is ECMAScript to JavaScript, and they created these versions of JavaScript. So version 6.0, version 5.0, and they named it as ES6 or ECMAScript 6, ES5 or ECMAScript 5, and so on and so forth. So that is the entire stuff. Like all these names, LiveScript, ECMAScript, JavaScript, all these JScript, all these relate to the exact same language, that is JavaScript itself. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. Do I have to learn fluent English to crack a web developer interview? Yes, Abdullah, if you are going forward with big companies like Google or something like that. So for example, in Google, there are 6 rounds of interviews, in which 3 rounds of those interviews are done by foreign entities. So for example, when I gave my Google interview, one of the rounds was, one person was from China, one was from UK, and one from US. So these were the 3 rounds. People are from outside India. They don't know local languages. You have to be extremely fluent in expressing your ideas in English. Okay, so English is important. No, JavaScript is not similar to normal Java programming. That is the point that I was trying to make for the past like 5 minutes. So are you guys able to understand everything up till this point of time? Please do let me know. No, you don't need to learn HTML or CSS for this. Okay, don't worry about it. If there is any requirement of HTML, CSS, I will be teaching to you guys. Like I said, okay, The only prerequisite for this bootcamp is that you should be able to understand me. That's it. That's it. If you are able to understand what I'm speaking and it does not feel foreign to you, that dude, what the fuck is this particular person speaking? I'm not able to understand anything. Okay, is it some other language or something like that? Is speaking Korean? If that's the case, then yeah, this bootcamp is not for you. If you're able to understand the English that I'm speaking, that's more than sufficient. Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, so I hope that you guys are able to understand this. Please do let me know. Like I said, today's class we are just doing the theory. Okay, we are not going into the programming, because from tomorrow we'll be starting the programming immediately. We'll be spending 2 to 3 days on JavaScript. Okay, then we'll be starting with React. Okay, before doing React, we'll be doing a bit of HTML as well, so that you guys are like not going blindly into React. Okay, a bit of HTML is required right over there, and I will be teaching you guys that. You don't have to worry about it. Okay, just remember that from tomorrow onwards, the classes will be of 1.5 hours to 1 hour. Today is a small class because like today is first day. I want to make sure that you guys are very comfortable. You guys are able to enjoy. You guys are able to get a feel of the class itself. Okay. I don't want you guys to be overburdened on the very first day. Okay. Will that be fine with everybody? Please do let me know. Okay. So now I will be telling you guys about the attendance as well as like the certificates and everything. Okay. So that you guys, if you have any questions or something like that, I'm able to handle that as well. But this is the only day where I will be talking to you about attendance and certificates, because rest of the days we will be continuously learning. We will not have time to come back to this right now. Okay. 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 So let me just open up my paint so that I'm able to draw and tell you guys. Okay, so every single day for the next 7 days, okay, you will have to give your attendance. Now that attendance, I'll be taking you guys taking up in a very like normal fashion itself. I'll be showing you a QR code on your screen. Okay, anywhere between the class, I'll be showing you a QR code. Okay, you are able to understand what a QR code is. Am I right? You guys are able to understand what a QR code is. Am I right? So a non-CS student can apply in a MMC for front-end web developer role. For rule, I don't think so, but for role, yes, you can. Like we are training students, so we not just a non-CS student, but like students from like even commerce and even from like maritime engineering are able to get into big companies. Okay, so that's not something that you have to worry about. Okay, so I hope that you guys are able to understand what a QR code is. So every day, every single day, there will be a new QR code that I'll be showing to you guys. First of all, let me know, this is a YouTube video. Are you guys familiar with YouTube? I hope that everybody knows YouTube to the basic extent itself. You can pause the video, you can rewind the video, you can watch the video once again, you can fast forward through the video because it's a YouTube video. If I'm going to our channel right over here, if I'm going back to my channel, let me just open up the channel itself. Is it taking some time to open up? Oh shit, I've disabled the JavaScript right over here. That's the reason why. Just enable JavaScript once again. So as you were able to see, without JavaScript, the website won't even load up. So as you're able to see, these are all the previous bootcamps that we have conducted in the past, like a year or so. So you're able to see every single video. We are able to provide it to you even after the class is over. So you don't have to worry about it. Okay. All these are previous boot camps that we have done up till now. You don't have to worry about like a video will be available or not or anything like that. This is a normal like YouTube that you're using. That is the reason why we have selected YouTube for teaching you guys, that you are very familiar with it. Okay, so every day I will be showing you guys a QR code. Now to scan a QR code, if you are not familiar with it, if you are having an Android device, you can use Google Lens to scan it. If you're having an iOS device, you can use your normal camera itself to scan the QR code. If you still don't know how to scan a QR code, use the fucking Google. Okay, just Google the shit out of it. Just Google how to scan a QR code. You will be able to get it. It's not a big deal. Like, it's scanning a QR code, man. Like, if you're not familiar with it, no worries, just Google it. It's as simple as that. Okay, so don't worry about it. So I will be showing you guys a QR code in the middle of the class. Okay, you can like either pause the video, you can take down the note of the timing at which I've shown you the QR code, come back to it, scan it. Okay, so for example, every day we'll be having the class starting at 8 and it will be going up till 9:30. Okay, it will be going up till 9:30. You will have up till 12 midnight. Okay, you will have up till 12 midnight to fill out the QR code. You have to scan the QR code, will open up a Google form right over there. Inside the form itself, you have to specify your email address, your name. Okay, please make sure that you're using the same email address to fill out the form for the entire 7 days. Don't use any other email address. Use the exact same email address every single day. Second thing, please make sure that you're not making any spelling mistakes in your name. Dude, it's your name. How can you make a spelling mistake in your own name? Okay, so please make sure that you're not making a spelling mistake in your name, because that is the name that will be coming up on the certificate. If you want to make sure that your certificate isn't messed up or something like that, make sure that your name is written properly. Okay, so you will have, like, the bootcamp will start at 8 to 9:30. You'll have up till 12 midnight to fill out the Google form, that is the attendance form for every single day. After that, we will not be taking up any other like attendance. Yes, the video is available at any point of time, you can watch it, but for certifications, attendance is compulsory. Okay, now there are two attendance. Okay, so for attendance, you guys are able to understand about attendance, please do let me know. Okay, for attendance, you guys are able to understand, okay, how to do the attendance and everything. Am I right? Great. Now there are two certificates that I shown to you guys. Okay, let me just show it to you guys once again. So this is the Microsoft certificate that you will be receiving, and this is the DevTown certificate that you will be receiving. So there are the two certificates that are associated with this particular bootcamp. Okay, so the DevTown certificate, okay, the DevTown certificate will only be given to those students who will be having 100% attendance. That is 7 out of 7 days of attendance. Only those students will be getting just the DevTown certificates. Okay, only those students will be getting just the DevTown certificates. Okay, is this DevTown certificate clear to you? Is this DevTown certificate clear to you? For 7 out of 7 days attendance, every single day there will be a new QR code. You will have to scan it, you have to fill it up, that will be your attendance. Okay, second thing, all the certificates are for free. The bootcamp is for free. There's no charge associated with the bootcamp, so don't worry about it. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Great. And the second thing that is there right over here is the Microsoft certificate. Okay, so for Microsoft certificate, in this bootcamp, in the first 6 days, we will be learning about JavaScript, we'll be learning a bit about HTML, we'll be learning about React. Then we'll be making a project on the 7th day. On the 7th day, there will be a project that we'll be making. It will be a very simple project. I will be coding the entire project in front of you in this video. I'll be explaining you the entire project as well. Whatever we have learned in the first 6 days, we'll be using it on the 7th day to make the project, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. So I'm so sorry. So after that project has been made, okay, after we have created the entire question, okay, sorry, I saw like why are there some dumb questions, and I just like said questions right over here as well. After we have completed the project itself, I'll be asking you to submit the project back to us. Now, how to submit the project, where to submit the project, I'll be telling you guys on the 7th day when we'll be doing the project. At that point of time itself, I'll be telling you guys how to submit the project and where to submit the project. Okay, not right now. I'll be telling you guys that on the 7th day. Okay, so those students will be having 100% of attendance. Okay, those students will be having 100% attendance as well as the correct project submitted. Only those students will be getting the certificates via Microsoft. 100% attendance as well as the correct project certificate. Only those submitted, only those students will be able to get the certificate via Microsoft. How to submit the project, where to submit the project, I will be telling you guys on the 7th day, not right now. Okay, I will be telling you guys on the 7th day, not right now. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. how much time will be given to submit the project, everything I'll be telling you guys on the 7th day. Right now we are not doing the project. Right now we don't need to worry ourselves with that. Okay, we'll be telling you guys at the 7th day itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. Great. So those students will be getting these certificates via Microsoft. Okay. Again, I'm explaining to you guys, the bootcamp does not has any cost associated with this, neither the classes nor the certificates. We are doing this for free. Okay. Every single bootcamp that we are having one Java bootcamp that is currently going on. We are having a C++ and data structures and algorithms bootcamp that is currently going on. We have a web development bootcamp that is currently going on. Then after on 7th, we have a machine learning bootcamp that is also going on. On the 7th we'll be starting out with a data science bootcamp as well as an HTML CSS like in-depth bootcamp that will be starting out of. So there's a lot of different bootcamps that we are doing. Every bootcamp is certified, every bootcamp is for free, all the certificates are for free as well. So you don't need to like concern yourself about anything. Okay, so right now we have for the up till 15th of August, all the bootcamps that we are having is in partnership with Microsoft. After 15th of August, whatever bootcamps that we will be having, that will be in partnership with Google as well as with Microsoft. Okay, so at that point, after 15th, whatever bootcamps are there, you'll be getting certificates via both Google and Microsoft as well. So for this particular bootcamp, we'll be having only certificates via Microsoft. Okay, because some family issues happened and then I had to go there, then I had to come back, and I had COVID at that point of time, so I wasn't able to do the work properly. So due to that reason, like from 15th, whatever bootcamps are there, that will be certified via Google as well. But for this bootcamp, it will be just certified via DevTown and Microsoft. Okay, is that clear to you guys? Please do let me know. For all these classes, like I said, there is no prerequisite. The only prerequisite is you should be able to understand my English. That's it. Okay, everything else I will be teaching you guys in the class. You don't have to worry about it. And yes, it's free. The only thing that we want from you guys, so we want just one thing from you guys. Will you guys be able to give it to us? Like, it will take you just a minute or two, but will you be able to help us out with something? Please do let me know. Will you be able to help us out with something, guys? The only thing that we want from you guys is very simple. We just want your like help with something. Now, whenever we are approaching, so right now we are in talks with Amazon, we are in talks with Facebook as well, to be able to provide you guys with more number of certificates for our future boot camps. But that is only possible if they see that the community is like liking what we are doing. They are interested in what we want to do as well. Okay, and the community is continuously growing. The only thing that we want from you guys is just like the video and subscribe to the channel. That's it. It really takes hardly a minute to just scroll down and press on 2 buttons. Okay, that's it. Okay, that's not a lot of stuff that you have to do. Okay, so just scroll down a bit. Okay, and just like the video and subscribe to the channel. That's the only thing that we want from your end. Okay, nothing else. Because see, conducting these boot camps for free, we don't like, I love teaching at the end of the day. That's the reason I do. So in the entire morning, I work as a software engineer. So I usually go out there, I work, and then I come back, and then I'd have these classes as well. There's a lot of different things that goes on in the back end. So we have 35 instructors with us from different companies. We have instructors from Google, Microsoft, we have instructors from Amazon, we have instructors from McKinsey & Company, Goldman Sachs. Every single company that you can think about, we have instructors from them. All of these instructors are continuously taking up boot camps. For example, one of the boot camps that is being conducted by machine learning, on machine learning right now on our second channel, is conducted by Sahil Rahman. He is an ex-engineer. He has previously worked in HP. He has previously worked in Porsche. He has previously worked in InstaMojo and other companies as well. So yes, we have great instructors who are continuously working our best so that you guys are able to like learn as much as possible, and you are able to get the certificates as well at the end. Because yes, a project, you are having a project that you can put up on your resume, you are having the knowledge that you can show it off to your friends, and a certificate again on your resume. So that is the only thing that we want from you guys and nothing else. It hardly takes up a minute, but it really helps us a lot so that we are able to reach out to more number of companies and bring in more number of certificates as well. Okay, what is the credibility of these certificates? a certificate issued by Microsoft that is verified by them is credible because it is of Microsoft. Like how can I explain this to you? Like it's of Microsoft, dude. It's like always credible itself. Okay. So that is the basics of the same, guys. The second thing, if you want to connect with us, you can definitely do that. You can join the Discord channel as well. The link for the same is down in the description. We have a lot of students right over there, almost 25,000 students. I don't remember the exact numbers, but they are an engaged community. You want to ask any doubts or anything right over there, you can definitely do that, and they will help you guys out with the same as well, so don't worry about it. Okay. There are instructors right over there. You can ask your doubts to the instructors and they will guide you according to the same as well, so you don't have to worry. If you want to join our you can connect with me personally on Instagram or LinkedIn as well. Both the profiles are down in the description. You can connect with me on either Instagram or LinkedIn. If you want to connect with me unofficially on Instagram, officially on LinkedIn. Okay. So that will also be great. If you want to follow us, you can do that on Instagram as well. So I've already shown you our Instagram account. We try to make sure that every single day we are able to post something that you guys are able to enjoy as well as learn. So if you're giving like 5 minutes a day just reading through the post, you will be able to learn a lot. So there are projects that we post on, there are some code snippets that we have, some information that will be like very amazing for you guys, and every post comes up with its own KBC that we have, like a small KBC that we conduct. So you guys can put up your comments like in the comments, and like whatever answer that you think of about, or if you don't know, just search for it, then answer it, so that you every day you're gaining and increasing your knowledge. Periodically we also try to post some memes as well that I personally find very hilarious. Okay, so especially this one, like every time I'm having a boot camp on data science, somebody would be there, sir, what if AI takes over the entire world? I'm like, dude, like it's not even able to recognize red from green. Like how will it take over the entire world right now? So definitely do that, it will be great, so to connect with you guys as well. Okay. Okay, and yeah, if you want to connect with me personally, this is my account. It would be great to connect with you guys as well. So that is also something that I will definitely look forward to be able to have a conversation with you guys. Okay, so that was a quick introduction about everything that we are having right over here. Let me show you guys the QR code for today. Give me a second, guys. Okay. So we have previously conducted bootcamps on cybersecurity and ethical hacking as well. We are planning to conduct more number of bootcamps on other technologies. Currently, we have planned for let's say data science, web development, blockchain, cybersecurity. These are some of the topics, and data structures and algorithms. So these are some of the topics that we have planned for creating like some boot camps that you guys can attend on a like weekly basis. So I want to make sure that you guys are very happy. Of course, any kind of feedback that you guys are having, we really appreciate it. Okay, because when you guys give us feedback that we want to see these type of boot camps as well. For example, data structure algorithms was a boot camp that was highly requested, so we brought it for you guys. Cybersecurity was a highly requested boot camp, so we brought it for you guys. So blockchain is right now one of the highest demand boot camp that people have asked. So we have planned up for a boot camp on blockchain as well. So definitely whatever like you guys will be asking, we will try our level best that we are able to provide it to you guys as well. Of course, it will take some time because there's a lot of planning, there's a lot of different things that go about behind the scene. But yeah, is C++ bootcamp upcoming? Mohammed Razi, on our website, you will be able to see a 5-hour long video on C++. It covers the entire C++ from scratch, the most advanced level. Okay, and has been taught by 2 people, one from Cisco and the other one from Barclays. So like the only prerequisite in that particular video is just basic English. The rest will be covered into the entire program. So you can definitely watch that if you are interested. You'll be able to cover the entire C++ out there. Every day we are posting videos on Java as well. So if you are interested to learn Java from scratch, you can definitely do that. That video has been made by a particular person from HCL Technologies. So yeah, definitely like it will be great that you guys are able to join us right over there. Okay, so let me just download the day 1 August download. Okay, so for coding, don't worry about it. I have made sure that you guys can do the entire coding from your own mobile phone as well. For JavaScript, it won't be possible. Okay, for JavaScript, you will require a laptop, but no, nothing of that. You just require Google Chrome in laptop itself. But even if you don't have a laptop, don't worry about it. Just listen to what I'm saying. React, I've made sure that you can do the entire React programming and even the project from your own mobile phones as well. Any device that has internet to connection to it, okay, you can do the entire thing, learn entire React, practice it, make the entire project on your mobile phone as well. So you don't have to worry about it. I've made sure of it. Okay, because I'm able to understand not everybody has a laptop. Okay, so don't worry about it. There's nothing of any kind of software that you have to install or anything like that. I've made sure of it. I want to make sure that everybody is able to learn from the bootcamp. Okay. So how to get notified about your upcoming bootcamps on new technologies? Krishnu, if you have joined our WhatsApp groups, okay, so most of the time we will be sending out the information about the upcoming bootcamps on the WhatsApp groups. Okay, always try to make sure that whenever you are joining a new like bootcamp, join the latest WhatsApp group that is there. Okay, try to do that so that you are able to stay up with the like next bootcamp that is happening and so on and so forth. Okay. Okay. Is there any bootcamp for Python? So we are going to have a bootcamp of Python and data science starting from the 7th of this month, 7th August. So you can definitely register for that as well. Okay. Okay. So thank you so much, guys. We'll end the class right over here. Again, please be on time at 8 o'clock tomorrow. It will be great to see you guys out there. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thank you. You'll be receiving the certificates on the email ID that you're using to fill out your attendance form. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.